we started this journey 15 years back in the ordnance factory, we thought we will make a lab which addresses some of the societal problems with the knowledge what we had that time. If we take this journey as a successful journey, this is all future. So I must credit all the students, all the wonderful students I had last 15 years who have contributed to each and every small journey. So this is very satisfying and very overwhelming that the students from the Carbon Lab, they have now great career, and some of them are of course contributing to the same path of academics.
15 years ago, a vision took shape to build a space for exploration, a place where curiosity could turn into discovery. From a single idea to a journey of research, people, and purpose. What began with challenges has grown into a dynamic ecosystem, pushing boundaries across chemicals and beyond. More than just experiments, this is a space shaped by people, students, researchers, and collaborators driving ideas into impact. Over the years, the lab has contributed to innovation, sustainability, and real-world solutions.
It's quite nostalgic and at the same time exciting to see the Carbon Lab what it is today. The nostalgic because I witnessed the growth of this lab for last 16 years, and exciting is that it has done tremendously good, tremendously well in last decade or so. So the major reason why I saw that in the lab, that myself and Professor Chandra, we actually got recruited in the same batch, and even our journey started from the airport together, coming IIT Hyderabad to give an interview. I could not predict, nobody can, that what could happen. I saw a kind of a tremendous growth of a lab, both in terms of knowledge, like publications, like patents, like working in the technology domain, diversification, but also there is a good amount of professional way of handling the research. To be very frank, if I feel that Professor Chandra's lab or Carbon Lab has one distinctive difference than many of the labs, including my lab, is that the lab culture and the lab, the way that professionally that he handles the entire lab is something praiseworthy.
I've observed this group very closely for last 12 years or so. I've looked at Chandra as a mentor always, and at the Carbon group always as a group that we look as a standard model how a group should function. It's not just an academic group, it's a group which is doing research along with several collaborations, sustaining them, doing a lot of outreach activities. The PI of the group is able to do and take responsibilities only because he or she knows that there is a group behind it.
Scientists at IIT Hyderabad developed a novel green method for recycling orange peel waste, which also has great ecological benefits and commercial potential.
So as I said, whether it's any summer intern who has just spent a couple of months in the lab, or a PhD student who have spent their 5 years or even more than that, of course the quantum of contribution might be different, but they all have contributed. In fact, some of the research directions in which we have worked, they have been initiated by the summer interns projects. So, and I think another thing I would also mention that we have catered the students from the different backgrounds. We have not confined ourselves to the chemical engineering discipline only.
we have been open from the beginning, from the studying from physics, chemistry, nanotechnology, instrumentation, and material science, bio background. So I think the diversity in our students that has really shaped that vision for a much interdisciplinary research approach. So again, at this point, I will not say any specific names, but I'm really proud of all of my students, right from the summer interns to the BTech, to MTech and PhD, and including the postdocs. In fact, we have guided close to 20 postdocs by now, and some of them have really contributed quite significantly for a great amount of time in the lab, which is generally unusual for a postdoc. We have postdocs who will spend even 3 years time out there area. So again, I must acknowledge each and everyone in this journey of 15 years of Fabul Lab, and this celebration of 15 years, it's a collective celebration. Success is our vision. That's what I believe in.
Well, I can recall some of the landmark projects we had in the past. One was related to the EV mission by the imprint program, in which we have demonstrated the use of candle soot carbon as an energy storage materials for lithium-ion batteries and supercapacitors. This project was with ARCI, where we have also learned on how to scale up this material. So it was a good exposure in terms of fundamental research to the TRL level 4 research, where we have demonstrated the real prototype for the lithium-ion battery. Another major project which we have done with the DST Nanomission was on the use of polymer nanofibers for the controlled drug delivery, and we have achieved quite success in that, that we were able to demonstrate the use of large molecules like amphotericin for the controlled drug delivery, and we have gained very scientific insights into that particular project. And of course, recently we have been involved with the with EV mission, where again we are looking for lithium sulfur batteries, and we want to go for the higher TRL level research. So some of these research, I think they have shaped our journey over a period of time, and we have learned a lot while executing these projects, and thanks to the funding agencies who have shown the trust in our research capabilities. Well, I think industry collaboration, we have done a project with Tata Steel, in which we have demonstrated that how the low-grade coal, which is in abundance in India, but is not very used, so how we can convert that low-grade coal into graphitic carbon, and that graphitic carbon can be used as an electrode material for the lithium-ion batteries. So I would say the current project which we are doing with the Coal India under the Clean Center of Excellence is a kind of extension of this project, where we are aiming that how we can convert the low-grade coal or high-ash coal into the useful product in terms of graphitic carbon. And I think if we are able to demonstrate it successfully, there is a huge, tremendous benefit, because Indian coal especially is low-grade and high-ash. So if we can utilize that coal into the other alternative products, that will be a major breakthrough for the coal industry. Apart from that, we have in fact the very basic foundation of carbon materials for energy storage devices have come from my PhD background, where we have collaborated with Professor Mark Madhu at UC Irvine, and we have been continuing that collaboration. Not only that, we have also collaborated with Professor Alamgir Karim, Professor Ramakrishna from NUS, Professor Karim, he was in University of Akron, now he's moved to University of Houston. We have learned how these thin films in the polymers can be modified, or we have used that block copolymers first time in the electrospin nanofibers, and we were able to achieve some of the breakthrough in terms of how we can self-assemble the polymers, especially the glaucopolymers, and modify them for some surface functionalized surfaces or the nanofibers. So I think international exposure through these collaborations have been quite good, and we would like to continue some of these collaborations, and maybe I think we would like to closely work with the industry in the coming years.
తాగునీటి ద్వారా సోకే ఈ భూతాన్ని తరిమేందుకు ఐఐటి హైదరాబాద్ ప్రయోగాలు చేపట్టింది. తాము తయారు చేసిన పదార్థంతో ఇక నుంచి ఫ్లోరైడ్ రహిత నీటిని పొందొచ్చని చెప్తోంది.
Waste material, which is jamun seed. Generally we throw the jamun after use, and seed is just considered as a waste. So we have utilized, we have shown or demonstrated the potential use of this jamun seed.
मंगल मिशन के लिए धातु कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बैटरी विकसित, अंतर्ग्रहीय मिशनों की लागत में कमी लाएगा आईआईटी हैदराबाद के शोधकर्ताओं का नवाचार। विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग के स्वर्ण जयंती फेलो प्रोफेसर चंद्रशेखर शर्मा ने अपनी इस तकनीक का हाल ही में प्रयोगशाला स्तर पर परीक्षण किया। अब तक की जानकारी में यह अपनी तरह का पहला अनुप्रयोग है। ज्ञान विज्ञान की एक रिपोर्ट।
That should be translated further into the products. So I think we will look forward to work closely more with the industry to convert some of these technologies into the products, some of the knowledge to the higher level research. And of course we have transferred one of the technologies so far, but I think it's time to move forward with more technology development and more product development. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years we plan to work more with the industry, and also some of the new areas of research where, for example, metal CO2 battery, where we started 5 years back, but there is a lot to learn in terms of scientific understanding, especially in terms of Martian atmosphere. So there is much more to gain in terms of scientific understanding and fundamental knowledge. That's also we will focus on. And with time, as the technology is developing, I think we need to look beyond the lithium-ion batteries, beyond the regular battery and capacitors. For example, dual-ion battery. So these are some of the areas which Carbon Lab will be focusing in the subsequent years. Well, I think what drives me or my lab is curiosity and the way we want to impact on the society in the long terms. And that's something which drives me from the core, and we will continue to do that. So if we enjoy the research, not just for getting any academic degree, but as a way or as a tool to contribute to the society, I think that's much more satisfying. And I think that whole journey, whole process, we will be enjoying it a lot, rather than feeling it as a stress or as a kind of some compulsion to do anything research. Say 3 words rather. It's curiosity, collaboration, and the creativity. I think these are the 3 words which define the path.